Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. It's Krista here doing the weekly reading for the sign of Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising. This is for the week of December 19th through to the 26th. And with the Moon and the Sun both moving through Sagittarius the weekend of these readings, I'm going to be using the theme of being blunt for your sign this week. So this is a general reading for your sign. Whatever is most prominent in your life, I encourage you to take these messages and apply them to. And I hope that you find them helpful and healing. So Capricorn, what do you need to be blunt about this week? I just want to take a second to thank each and every one of my subscribers and viewers, everyone who comments. You really make my day. You make this work so appreciated, and you encourage me to keep doing this. So thanks to each and every one of you. I really appreciate it. And just to let you know that I will be back the second week of January, and I'm wishing you all a Merry Yule and a Merry Solstice in the meantime. So let's just get three jumpers here. What does Capricorn need to be blunt about? For most of the other signs this week, the cards have been jumping out super quick. So they're taking their time with you this week. And then we have a couple flip over. Let's keep shuffling. We're just looking for two more jumpers, ideally one apiece. Fantastic. Well, I just don't think this is going to be anything shocking to you, Capricorn, to be honest. This is something that I see clearly that you've been working on quite consistently over the past several months here. I think that you've been doing a great deal of soul searching here. Now, whether you were forced into it or something, or it was something that you were willing to encounter and engage in, it hardly matters at this point. The fact is that you have taken it on all the same, because even if you were forced into it, you could have found a way around it. You are a Capricorn. So you can, where there is a will, there is a way, correct? But there's something about you, there's a fortitude about you recently that is encouraging you to go deep, okay? Doesn't necessarily mean religious or spiritual, no. But what you could be encountering could be akin to a spirituality or even a religious experience here. And it could feel uncomfortable for that reason, okay? And I completely identify, if that helps. The most important thing is that whatever you are experiencing when going deep is that it's unique to you. It could have parts or parcels of it that appear to relate to other things that seem to be happening to other people around the world, whether they're organized or not, again, in spirituality or religious sectors, for example. But this is your experience. So it matters not what it relates to. All that matters is what is occurring within you when you are experiencing these personal developments. And there are three major cards here, but I'm going to look specifically here for the moment being the general energy being the tribe, and the central card representing you is by the book. This is really just knowing that you're moving in a specific direction for a reason. Okay, this is by the book. This is you. And this is saying, rules and regulations. This could even be politics, if you are involved in politics or you are a politician or thinking about getting into it. Make sure that everything's in order here. If you're anyone doing anything for that matter, you're just going to make sure that you're crossing your T's and dotting your I's and just making sure that all items are fulfilled here toward a goal or a theme, right? You don't want to usurp something here, and it's not a time to be reckless here either, okay? This is saying, bluntly, it's a really good idea to keep going the way you're going. You don't want to do something upsetting, especially this time of year. It can be very difficult for people. So you could be turning to something to get you out of a feeling, right? To get you out of a sense of reality you can't think you you don't think you can handle for some reason, or you don't want to. The pressure feels too great. But it could be coming from a sense of not feeling as though you belong. Perhaps there have been significant changes in your life, professionally, personally, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. It doesn't matter. Whatever is prominent to you this week is what it's touching on. But you're going to want to consider where you belong. And if you don't consider that, consider a sense of belonging, right? Perhaps you've never thought of it before. Well, it doesn't matter where I belong. Or as a Capricorn, you've belonged to the same fill in the blank for 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years and not really thought too much about it or not really investigated it too much. And now it's sort of something's coming to the surface here where, it's a good idea not to be reckless here. You're being asked to look at everything in a specific order, which will actually enhance the outcomes right now. But the general energy being the tribe is saying, we're looking at issues of belonging, okay? And ultimately, belonging has to do with understanding and being understood. So this could be a major component for you over the next 2 weeks, Capricorn, okay? Remember, it's a time not to be reckless and to be blunt with yourself about that. Where there was a will, there's a way. If you want to find a way out of something, you'll find that too. But consider this. I think it's showing up in your lap because it's here to teach you something that it's going to find a way to teach you if you keep avoiding it. And it could get more and more difficult. Okay, it might be a really good time for you to just say, okay, I'm going to tackle this now because I feel strong and I feel like it's the time to do this. So maybe tackle something that's come your way or begin to look at something here that is saying, you know what, don't be so reckless with this. You're going to want to take this step by step. Be considerate here. You want to be considerate of policies. You want to be considerate of social mores, frankly. Okay? Here is chop. Wood is the influence to your current position. This is really the most essential component of this card is humility. So again, you don't want to be forced into a recognition here. You don't want to be forced into having to deal with something. Nobody wants to do this. So it's important for you to get to the bottom of this for yourself and say, what could I work on here? What do I need to address here that I'm capable of figuring out for myself, that I'm personally responsible for, that I can come out the other side of because I'm capable, right? It could have to do with switching teams, switching memberships, even an identity in terms of, I have to be careful about this term, I guess. It's important that where you belong is because you're not only understanding of this group, but you're understood by this group. You don't want to just barge in and take over, okay, of anything here, because it has to be reciprocal. Community has to be reciprocal. Relationships, all of it. But you will find where you belong. If you're willing to be humble here to circumstance or situations, to just go by the book here, just make sure that you're not making things more complicated, essentially, or asking even questions at this point that really are so far away from what you need right now, or that you could benefit from. And I might add, if you feel like you're far from something here and you need to recenter, a really nice way to do this is over the next few days is just to remind yourself of the following question. What do I need to know? And you can just ask this to the ether, or you can make it a prayer, or you can ask an archangel, or you can ask God if you have a relationship with him or her, however you consider God or higher power. Or you can just ask your subconscious, because we already have the answers to everything we'll ever ask. This is another truism. If you begin to ask, what do I need to know? This will be made available to you in due time, very short time. So it's a nice exercise here, especially if you feel, especially if you feel as though you're lost in direction here. And for your probable outcome, we have imagine. This is a beautiful way to really express how to get to this place, right? You want to a great outcome, to a problem solving, right? To something you need to be clear of here, or something you are no longer wanting to be humbled at anymore. It's a very different feeling to be humbled or to humble yourself. Again, if you feel forced into this, ask for help, right? What do I need to know? What do I need to know? You can ask this without pressure, without forcing anything. Honestly, one of the worst things in the world is to try to force yourself to find an answer to something. It's a very strenuous and sort of mean thing to do to yourself. If you allow, as Yang would have it, the Yang card, if you would allow to be receptive to an answer instead of seeking one, you might be pleasantly surprised with the outcome. Here we have diversion. Well, no kidding. Of course. As I said at the very, very beginning, where there's a will, there is a way. 100%. You, better than anyone, can get yourself out of or into something. That's just the nature of the beast, my dear Capricorn. That's just the way it is. Diversion. Do you want to divert from this? Do you not want to see where you belong and why? Do you not want to see who you belong with and why? Or why you're loyal to a group or a society or a community here? I would think you do, right? So you need to be honest about this. You be blunt about how you're diverting yourself from finding an answer, or from finding an outcome, or a clear intention. Again, your probable outcome is imagine. Remember, you can use this to your benefit. You don't have to have the answer right now, but you do have to begin seeking. And this is another element of the ruler of Sagittarian energy, which is Jupiter, right? It is the seeker, it's the philosopher, it's the skeptic, as opposed to the cynic. It's the attitude that says, you know what, I'm going to seek the truth and higher intention no matter what comes my way, because it's the right thing to do. And I think that you'll be pleasantly surprised with the outcome there. So just be careful here how you're using your sense of diversion or your application of diversion here. Self-acceptance, this is the key. This is one of the keys right up there with forgiveness. Self-acceptance. Really, really, really. And this will help you figure out where you belong. This will help you figure out your community. Who else do you know who is in complete appreciation of themselves? This will be your calling card right here. And you'll find that you're attracted to these individuals who have figured this out. And you can help them grow and they can help you grow. But again, the sense of humility here, make sure that you're addressing it and you're not being forced to face something that you think you can't tackle at the moment, because you can, Capricorn. So that is your reading for the week. I really hope that you enjoyed it. Thank you again so much for encouraging my work and for your very precious comments. I love hearing from you. And if you're not already, subscribe to my channel, like and share my videos as well. That really helps me out. So have a beautiful Yuletime season. I look forward to seeing you in the new year. Bye for now.